So the NAS100 market took us on a bit of a ride this past week, and if we go down to a time frame like the H1 time frame, we can see very clearly what this ride looked like. So if you're looking for a solid game plan for this upcoming week, then you are in luck because in this video we're going to go over entries, exits, and potential profit targets inside of the NAS100 market. So as usual, let's just go ahead and start on the weekly time frame, and if we zoom in quite a bit, we can see that this zone here has been tapped into, and we can also see that there was a strong bearish engulfing candle with a lot of exhaustion to the top. So let's go ahead and try to make some sense of this. And since we pretty much created zones last week, I'm not going to go over these zones on this time frame because it's a little hard to see. Let's go ahead and go down to the daily and possibly the H4 and just take a look at the candles so that way we can make some kind of sense of them. So if we just look at this up here, this basically doesn't tell us anything about the levels. So let's just go ahead and go to the H4 time frame where we got a little bit more data here. So I'm going to start on these levels and then I'll come back to these levels here. So basically this yellow zone right here is at roughly 33,326. And then this gray level is right here at 23,227. And then this yellow zone here is at 22,986. So if you want to see all the zones and how these were built, go ahead and check 3 videos back on this channel and go ahead and find those levels. But let me go ahead and go down to the H2 time frame so that way we could see more data inside of this market. So I don't know if you all remember, for those of you who were here, if you've taken a trade and you're looking for some feedback on your trade, maybe you took a trade and it was successful and you want to know what you should do right in order to continue that success, and you have no one to talk to give you some valid feedback, then go ahead and check out the express trade review in the comment section below, because in that you'll get my personalized review. You'll also get some tips and things that I use in order to find profitable trades. I tend to have this turned around within 48 hours. So you could be able to use the information for your next trade. And you'll also get a PDF where I'll share with you the top 3 things that I look for every time before taking a trade that really emphasizes the entries that I take inside of the market. Go ahead and click in the description box below and look for the express trade review so that way you can get your trades reviewed by a professional. So if you were here last week, then you saw how I got these 2 levels. And basically, you can see that these levels were somewhat respected, even though price consolidated quite a bit. So this first level right here is at 23,395. And then this level right here is at 23,436. And price shot up way beyond there, which is probably way more than any of us could have imagined. So let's go ahead and take the horizontal rate tool and just mark off this level. Since this is basically a new high inside of the NAS100 market, typically I will put it right here at the wick, but for right now, I'm going to put it right here at this little resistance. And this is sitting at 23,711. And I do want to create some other zones. You could use the yellow boxes or whatever you have on your chart. These are just my levels. And I'm going to place another level right here at 23,487. So if you take a closer look here, you can see that price respected this zone, even though these are lines, these are basically zones to me. So this zone right in here before selling off completely. So another level that I do want to mark off inside of this market, take my horizontal rate tool again, and I'm going to mark off this level at 22,715, especially because price found some sort of support around here. And before we get into our game plan, we're going to talk about that a little bit. So I also want to mention that if you're interested in marking up your charts in a similar manner and basically having a clean and direct way to mark up your charts, go ahead and check out the description box below where there is a free guide that will help you mark up your charts in about 5 minutes using the exact same strategies that I'm teaching here inside of this video. So let's go ahead and go down to the H1 time frame and let's start from the top. So right here, the level that we drew on the last time frame still looks great. This one as well still looks great. Now, however, my chart is looking a little crowded here with these 2 lines here. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this level and bring it down a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of, I'm just going to draw it again. So horizontal rate tool right here. And now this level is sitting at 23,421. And this level here is just going to disappear. So now my chart looks a lot cleaner and is easy for me to follow. And that's how your chart should be. If you can't see the candles, you have too much on your chart. So looking at this level here, I like how this was respected, so I'm going to keep that. And this level right here, it was in a bit of consolidation. However, it did form some nice resistances and also a support here. So what I'm going to do is take this yellow zone and move it down quite a bit. So now this zone is sitting at 22,932, and this level is still looking good. Okay, amazing. So let's go ahead and go down a bit to some zones that we drew before. And if you forgot, or if I forgot to call them out, it is at 22,413. And then this level right here at 22,196. This is one of the older zones that we drew, but it's now looking like price could potentially get into this area. So we want to make sure that we have these levels available. I've created another community here on School called Consistent Profitable Traders. And if you want to join, you can go to school.com/traders in order to join this free membership. I have a number of things here inside of the community. You can see that the community is growing. There are people being added almost every single day. And then inside of the classroom, I do have some things here. I'm constantly adding new things, new resources for new traders. And if you go over to the calendar, then you'll see that I have a monthly call with everybody inside of this group. So if you want to join this community, go ahead and go to school.com/traders, and I'll see you there. Looking at most recent price action right here, my first idea for this market is for price to come back up to this resistance and potentially sell off to this level right here. So if we were to measure this zone right here, it will be from here to here. And this is 509 points inside of the market. And that is quite a bit. Price could also respect this level for a roughly 200 point drop right here at this zone. And basically, we just have to be open to whatever the market does and whatever the market gives us. So I'm just going to get rid of that because it is taking up space on my chart. And then, of course, price could always do the same thing, come up here and then push down a bit further. Down here to this 22,191 zone. And then, of course, price can, based on the price action, it could start to form some sort of bullish market structure for a retracement. Okay, so my other idea for this market is for price to potentially respect this level and then push up beyond this resistance, forming some sort of support, and then continuing to push up and making bullish market structure. And I'm saying that because just looking at the way that the market is, there is mostly a bearish trend inside of this market at the moment. So obviously that can continue, but also the opposite is true. Price can potentially go up as well. And we'll only know that if price proceeds to break up above this zone, breaking this little resistance here on the H1 time frame, and also breaking this resistance right here. That's obviously a lot of ifs, but one of the things I want to focus on is the possibility, because as we know, these markets can reverse at any time, and I want you all to be thinking in that way as well, because that's what profitable traders do. They think about the possibilities, not necessarily trying to predict. So when it comes to this market, I think these are all the ideas that I want to share in this video, because of course there are multiple scenarios, but these are basically the top 3 that I'm thinking of at this point. So if you found this helpful, so go ahead and comment the word market structure, the words market structure, inside of the comment section below. And then also like and subscribe to this video, to this channel if you haven't already, because currently we are dropping 3 videos every single week, providing so much value for free, where other programs may charge you for this information that I'm providing for free. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I will see you in one of those videos on Saturday, Sunday, or Wednesday. Until then.